Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Viewers, today I will be talking about a very important subject. I will be talking about President Xi Jinping vision of New World Order. President Xi Jinping is a visionary leader. He is a reformist. Since the day one of his leadership, he is working to introduce reforms which are beneficial for the people, which are beneficial for everybody without any discrimination. President Xi Jinping considers the existing model of global structures are not up to the mark. He feels economic model is unbalanced and inadequate. If we look at the global system of diplomacy, that is biased in the favor of few rich countries who are dictating the global system for their national interest. If we look at the security, so again the few powerful countries are dictating the whole world. They want to achieve their own security. They don't care if the security of other countries are being compromised. In this context, President Xi Jinping has introduced a new domain. President Xi Jinping is introducing reforms which I already mentioned should be the beneficial for everybody. So he is coming up with a reform agenda which is a balanced, adequate, which is a fair, which is based on the equality, which care the legitimate security concern of every country, which also respect the sovereignty of the countries. Today I will be talking about the reform agenda of President Xi Jinping to create a new world order. So first I will be talking about in three steps. Number one, I will be talking about the economic agenda. Second would be the security agenda. Third would be the diplomacy or international relation agenda. If we look at the economic agenda, from the day one when President Xi Jinping came into the power, he gave a slogan. He said, "We are a community of shared future. So where everyone have the stake with the other, and we need to share the prosperity with other." So that's why he introduced a number of economic initiatives. But I will be specifically talking about the three initiatives. Number one, Belt and Road Initiative. When in 2013 President Xi Jinping launched Belt and Road Initiative, it was a time when the countries were facing the problem of a financial crunch, when there was investment gap was increasing, debt was on rise. According to the McKinsey report of 2016, so the investment gap was 5.5 trillion US dollar. So President Xi Jinping launched this Belt and Road Initiative. But in the initiative, when he launched, he made sure it should work on win-win cooperation. It should respect the mutual benefit of every country, and this initiative should not followed by dictations or conditionalities, because we have seen already, if we look at the Western economic agenda or the financial or the development institutions, whenever they come with a list of the dictation. They want to reform, they want you to change your value system, they want to change your governance system, they want to change your number of things. But President Xi Jinping made sure, so there should be no conditionalities or the dictation. So this initiative must follow the economic logic, a logic which can help the countries to develop and the countries to tackle their issues like poverty, food insecurity, or the livelihood opportunities. So he launched the Belt and Road Initiative. From 2013 to the July to 2022, China has already invested $932 billion in the different programs of the Belt and Road Initiative. One thing and second thing, we have seen the result. And we have so many reports which indicate that the benefit of BRI would be enormous. We can consult the three reports which were conducted by World Bank in 2019, which show that there will be 40 million people will be coming out of poverty. And especially the small countries will be benefiting from it. And there will be livelihood opportunities, jobs, and there would be the trade integration, and there will be numerous benefit from the different initiatives. I'm not giving the numbers because due to time limitation. Second, now President Xi Jinping, this was an issue. First point, it was to tackle issue inadequate. So the countries can benefit a development model which can provide the livelihood opportunities to the people and the livings to the people. Second, he also tackling the issue unbalanced, because unbalanced we have seen the capitalist system, which have created the problem of environmental degradation, the climate change. Now today we are facing the worst problem of the climate change. So President Xi Jinping now is trying to make the Belt and Road Initiative a green initiative. At second forum of BRI, the President Xi has launched a number of programs. One of them is the biggest program is BRI International Cooperation Council, which is working on 10 different thematic areas including the big data. China has also launched technological center, innovation center to tackle the climate change, and they are also building the capacity of the different countries. But most importantly, from 2019 onward, the investment on the green energy has been increased. The green development has been increased and the investment on other parts has been decreased. If you look at that in 2020, so the total investment on the green energy or the green development was 58.8% of the total investment. That is a huge investment. So President Xi Jinping launched economic initiative which cares the needs of the country, but that initiative came without any conditionality. So President Xi Jinping is giving a model to the world which can be followed by respecting the sovereignty and the dignity of every country. That is a new thing for the developing country, because in the past developing countries, they were facing so many conditionalities. Rather, sometimes they were also facing the exploitation at the hand of the powerful countries. But President Xi Jinping through the Belt and Road Initiative is tackling this issue. Second on the economic initiative was the Asian Infrastructure and Investment Bank. That bank was launched as a financial institution which can take care needs of not only of developing country but other countries also, but following the three basic principles. Number one, the investment should take care of the green development agenda. Number two, the financial support should not be exploitive, like we have seen in today's world. So we have seen so many countries, they are in the debt trap which has been woven by the IMF, World Bank, other countries, and Pakistan is also facing this debt trap challenge due to the Western institutions like IMF, World Bank and the Paris Club, etc. So China makes sure, so it should not be exploitative. And third thing which China should ensure that the development financing should care or should respect the choices of the country. It should not be say like to invest there. So country will make the choices where they have to invest. And these through these two initiatives, so China has built a new model of economic development and financial assistance, which is helping the country not only to develop but also to break the shackle of the debt trap which was woven by the Western institution. And the third institution on the economic side was the China International Import Expo. This is entirely a new initiative. We have not seen in the human history, because some country is holding the import expo. We already have seen that every country is holding the export expo, but China have taken another route. They say no, we want to share our prosperity. That also gave a new dimension to the global economic agenda, so the countries can think. So these three programs on economic scene, they are setting a new global order. So a new global order which is a more equitable, which is built on the win-win cooperation, which is built on the principle of the mutual benefit, and these are also the model which are coming without any conditionality. Now move to the next section, that is our security. In the security, President Xi Jinping look at around, he saw that there are so many powerful countries, they are dictating the world. As the President Xi Jinping also mentioned at the UN conference, a UN meeting in I think 2020, so there are countries which are trying to bully the other countries, and their system is not equitable, and the countries, they are seeking their interest at the cost of the other country. So President Xi Jinping gave a new model of the global security. He launched a program with the name of Global Security Initiative, where he is talking specifically 4 indicators, and these are the 4 pillars of the Global Security Initiative. Number one, common. It means, so when we talk about the security, it should consider everybody's interest. It should not be my interest is a prime interest, and it should follow the principle of that every country's legitimate concern should be taken care of, and there should be no alliances like the NATO, and there should be no alliances like other things. Because when you build an alliance, it means if you don't need enemy, at least you need the opponents. This mentality is not a good mentality. So President Xi Jinping is talking about the partnerships where everybody is equal and there is no binding. Number 2, comprehensive. Because the world is not only facing traditional challenges, world is also facing the non-traditional security challenges like climate change, food insecurity, like environmental degradation, terrorism, and now and organized crime, so many other things. So when we are talking about the interglobal system, we need to talk about a comprehensive, then coordinated. It means coordination, so you need to consult each and everybody for the decision making. It should not be like that a club of the country decide and rest of you ask the rest of the countries, so you have to follow it. But third thing, and the fourth thing is sustainable security. It means the security model should also care of the development needs and other needs of the country, so we can create a model which is a sustainable. On these four indicators, President Xi Jinping asking the world to move for a new global order in the realm of the security. I think that is a very important subject. If we look at that, at this point of time, we are facing so many security challenges, conflict and other things. So we need a new realm of the new design of the global order in the field of the security. I think President Xi Jinping has given a blueprint of new global, new world order in the field of the security. Number 3, diplomacy. In diplomacy, China has introduced a new concept, because right now we are living in a diplomacy model which is based on the Western ontology. But the Chinese ontology of international relations tells us interest is not a prime. The prime thing is relation. If you look at the Western model, they say interest is a prime. And there's a famous saying like that, there is no permanent friends or enemies, only interest is a permanent. But China say no, there is relationship is a prime. It does not mean that the interest is not there. Interest is there, but the interest must be subordinate to the relation based theory. That means you build the relationship, partnerships. Don't go for. And second thing, China, President Xi Jinping gave the slogan of and the design of one need to move towards the partnership. One need to come out of the mentality of this alliance building. Because alliance building means you exclude other countries. When you exclude the countries, you create the enemies and it leads to the conflict. That's why President Xi Jinping emphasizes on the role of say Shanghai Cooperation Organization, because that organization is based on the principle of the partnership. And second thing, China is also strengthening other forums like China Arab Forum, China African Forum, China Caribbean Forum, China Europe 17 plus forum, number of forum. China is also taking economic diplomacy as one of the instrument. Like we already have talked about the Belt and Road Initiative, but we can also talk about China and ASEAN agreement like the RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. And we can also talk about China's the comprehensive agreement with Europe, which is right now stalled, but China is moving to have this agreement. A number of other agreements China is doing the economic diplomacy. So in diplomacy, China is introducing new norms. The norm of we need to care about the relationship. We don't need to care about interest. Interest will follow the relationship. If we go for the relationship, we can secure the peace in the world on sustainable basis. But if we follow the logic of the interest, the peace will not be sustainable. So President Xi Jinping is saying to the world, let's build a new world order in the realm of international relations, which is based on the respect of other countries and the partnership approach, not to just go for the bullying of other countries or creating the alliances. And the same sentiment President Xi Jinping also echoed at the UN General Assembly speech. He said that he proposed that UN system must be at the center of the system, but the UN must introduce the reforms. Reforms will ensure the respect of every country. There should be no bullying, and we should follow the international rules, not rules which are only conducive to the few rich countries, powerful countries. We need to follow the rules which are conducive for every country. So in the diplomacy, China has introduced a new concept of the relation and the partnership. By looking at 3 indicators, we can see President Xi Jinping is leading the China to introduce a new world order, a world order with the focus on the people. Because President Xi Jinping always say, whatever policies at the domestic and international we have, it must be the people centric. The policy must benefit the people, and there should be no discrimination, and there should be respect of sovereignty of every country, and there should be respect for the legitimate security rights of every country. So in this way, he has proposed a new world order. For the more detail on this subject, you can read my paper, which my paper also include 1 or 2 more dimensions, that is the environment and the governance, which will talk in other vlog. Thank you so much.